Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's talk about divisional round. Hopefully we get some good and competitive games. So let's first talk about the first game that will be being played. The Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Texans beat the Chargers last week. The Chiefs were on a bye. So let's start with the Texans side of the ball here. What do you think, Clint, the Texans need to do in order to win this game?
It's CJ Stroud's got to play like he did, but he's got to be willing to move, willing to run. Obviously, Nico Collins is a beast, and they got him the ball, but he was good about peppering other guys. Um, so that's the CJ Stroud they're going to need. I think defensively, we're kind of unsure with the Chiefs, like what their offense is going to be now that they're healthy. So I think if you're the Texans, it's hard to bank on your defense holding the Chiefs to 16 points right now. So I think it's going to come down to either they got to run the ball, which is a challenge, or CJ Stroud has got to move. He's got to move around, got to be willing to run, got to be willing to maybe take a hit or two to keep them in that game.
Yeah, that's a good one, Chris.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to have to be like Nico Collins, like 150 plus yards, like just spam him. um, yeah, I'd have to look at. I forgot to look at the stats, like how Mixon played like last time, because what they played on already on like that was like the week before Christmas. I think that was like middle of December, and that was a fairly close game. But I sort of feel like this is classic. Like it's actually happened to the Texans a couple times. Like they come in, win the wild card game, and then they would go to New England, and then just reality would hit them in the face. And this is probably the same sort of scenario here.
Yeah, I agree. I think, obviously, like any other team, you have to get after Patrick Mahomes. So get that pass rush going. They have two good pass rushers. Will Anderson was really good against the Chargers. He's got to keep it up. Danielle Hunter, right? And then, like you said, Clint, I think Stroud control the ball on offense, be willing to get the first down on 3rd and 2, and run it, scramble it for 3 yards just to get the first down, keep the clock moving, and hopefully you can squeak out a win here. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I think what you said about Anderson is good. I still feel like at some point this season, Taylor, the right tackle on the Chiefs, with the false starts, and he also gets a lot of holding penalties. I just feel like at some point, I'm not saying it's going to like end their season or anything like that, but they've been able to kind of get away with like his poor play. And I feel like at some point that's just got to hurt, like really hurt them. So maybe just like blitz his side and just like really put a lot of pressure on him and just try to get him into like, he's doing his, getting out of his stance early, like trying to beat the snap count, like really force that on him, and maybe then he starts holding or whatever, and you can get some penalties that way.
You forgot, Chris, it's the playoffs. They don't call holdings on the Chiefs starting
Yeah.
this week. He can do whatever he wants. He'll be arm barring guys, and Hunter or Will Anderson will be looking at the ref, and the ref will be like, "Oh, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes, so we have to go throw a flag."
That's
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's look at the other side of this then, Chris. What do you think the Chiefs need to do to win this game?
I think they got to rely on Xavier Worthy. They've been building up his role more and more throughout the season. Obviously, I think Kelsey with 3 weeks off, he's probably going to do the same thing as he did last year, where he was not very good throughout the season, but then his legs are going to be rejuvenated, and he's going to put up, 2 or 3 big games. But I think they got to just let it go with Worthy, that they've been building up to this moment all year and giving him more and more responsibilities, and try to get some inventive play calls with him. Also, they got Hollywood Brown back right at the end of the season, maybe with a month of practice time of him at game speed. Get him involved. That's probably like kind of an X factor of how much he can do. And
Yeah, no.
Defense to their defense. I think it'll be pretty good against the Texans.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ultimately, Clint, anything to add?
Just I know Andy Reid is good off a bye week, but it's been almost a full month since the Chiefs will actually have had to try. So just knocking the rust off early. I know the Chiefs are nails at the end of these games, but it just takes one time of a missed field goal or not coming through or actually throwing a flag. So if the Chiefs come out real rusty, trying to get all the new weapons in sync, and the Chiefs fall behind and the Texans can run the ball, that's their danger zone. I don't see, like Patrick Mahomes doesn't just have a 4-pick game. I'd love to see it, but I'm a realist in that regard. So I think this game, if they just can't fall behind and let the Texans run the ball.
Yeah, I think it's very important too that Taylor Swift, whatever charms and spells she needs to cast, she does it before the game. That'd be nice. And I'll also say, don't throw it towards, if you want to win this game, just don't throw it towards Stingley. Like, can we agree? Like, he's probably one of the best corners right now playing. So like, what is kind of nice about not having a true number one receiver, like he's kind of just covering a bunch of average receivers. You're kind of wasting his talent, but let's not force the ball his direction, because I could see him, if you start to do that, he could make a big play that could change the momentum of the game. I think that's important. And, like all the things you said, and just like, the Texans need Stroud to kind of like run outside the pocket and go contain Stroud, and I think you'll be fine if you're the Chiefs on the other side. Okay, let's pick this game, guys. Chris, who do you have, Chiefs or Texans?
Let's go Chiefs 27-14.
Okay, 27-14. Clint.
You know what? Texans 23, Chiefs 21.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a Texans game-winning field goal to reverse it on the Chiefs. I have very little confidence. I'm picking out of anger in this one, but I do think the Texans play them decently.
Yeah, so there's going to be one team that we all overreact to, maybe two, about their win this last week, and I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be the Rams or the Texans. Those are the two teams on the top of my list, and I just feel like I have not picked against the Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes has played since he has started, because I think he's that good of a quarterback. So I'm going to stick with the Chiefs here. I'm going to go 30-21 for this game, though. Chiefs. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Clint, what a prediction. And if you get it right, we will be talking a lot about that next week. Let's just go to the next. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.